Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, respected teachers and dear students. We are delighted to welcome you to an event that promises to be both informative and entertaining. It is the much anticipated PowerPoint presentation competition for classes 9th and 10th. This is an excellent opportunity for our young talents to showcase their creativity, research ability, and presentation skills. We are thrilled to see the innovative ideas that our young students have come up with. My name is Mohammad Ali Mansari, student of class 10th in Talent Zone Academy, and I will be your anchor for today. Alongside me, we have the ever-charming Sarika. Together, we will guide you through this exciting event.
Thank you, Alim, for that wonderful introduction. It has really set out the tone for the event. I am Sarika, a student of class 10th at Talent Zone Academy. Before we dive into the presentations, let me introduce our esteemed panel of judges. They have the difficult task of evaluating and selecting the best presentations today. Our judges are Mr. Ashar Ehtasham, Manager at Talent Zone Academy, Mr. Shahnaz Shadab, Coordinator and Counselor of Talent Zone Academy, Ms. Sana, Science Teacher at Talent Zone Academy. Now, let's go over the rules for the competition. Each presentation will be limited to 30 minutes. Please maintain silence and switch off your mobile phones during the presentations. Audience, please hold your applause until the end of each presentation. The decision of the judges will be final. We have a total of 4 group presentations today, and each one of them has put in a great deal of effort and hard work. So, without further ado, let the competition begin. Poverty is not an accident. Like slavery and apartheid, it is man-made and can be improved by the actions of human beings, said Nelson Mandela. It's now time to showcase the second group of presenters, global citizens. They are social science students, and their presentation tackles the pressing issue of poverty. Our second group consists of Arham Ali, Amreen, Muhammad Anas, Atika Ghayas, and Ikra Sultana, led by the admired Anam Chaudhary ma'am. They will take us on a journey to explore the multifaceted topic of poverty and its implications on the society. Let's hear some applause for their welcome.
Hello, I am here to give you introduction on our PPT, and I have divided into 2 parts. One is basic and second in context. In basic, I will tell you my introduction and topic, and in context, I will tell you that how we have decided our topic. So let's start. Good morning to all respected teachers, students, and who all are present here. I am Arham Ali from class 10, studying in Talent Zone Academy, and I am a professional cricketer plays for UPCN. So I am here to give you presentation on our PPT. So before starting, I want to tell you that how we have decided our topic. At first, our team had decided to do act instead of presentation because we can play as many roles in humans as our topic in poverty. But later, we had given thought on it that this is not about an annual function or a play show. This is about PPT, and we are here to give presentation on it. So let's start. So our topic is poverty. So from my POV, from my point of view, poverty is the best and the most important topic we can take from SST, because ahead of this presentation, we will tell you the measures, causes and solutions which can lead us in future to decrease poverty in our country. So our topic is poverty. So before listening poverty, after listening poverty, one question has came in all of your mind that what is poverty? What do you mean by poverty? Don't worry, I am here to tell you. Definition. Now here you can see the definition of poverty, but I will give you the simplest example. So poverty is a state or situation in which a person don't enough money and they do not have a basic things they need in life. Poverty means when a person does not make enough money from their job or household to get their basic necessities in life. You all can relate. If you don't have enough money, you don't have a proper place to live. You all live in slums area, and if you will live in slums area, you don't have potable water to drink. You don't have extra medical care, infrastructure. You can't live a luxurious life like upper class is living. And different countries have different set of rules for measuring poverty. Now we have a model. We will explain you model based on my explanation.
Now, I am here to discuss our model, which is based on poverty. Poverty is a condition where people can't afford their basic needs. So, as we all can see here, different type of pictures are showing us different type of poverty and labor. So here, this picture is showing us child labor, which is a crime. Now here, it is showing us that they don't have proper water supply. Due to this, they don't have proper irrigation, and not having proper irrigation, they don't have proper agriculture. Now here, this is showing us that they don't have electricity and blankets. Due to this, in winter, they became ill and sick. Now here, this is showing us that they don't have jobs due to overpopulation. Now here, this is showing us that they don't have proper house. They live in juggies. Now here, this is showing us that how petrol prices are increasing day by day. Due to this, the poor family can't afford it. Now we are going to discuss type of poverty.
Now we will discuss types of poverty. Poverty can be expressed as absolute poverty, relative poverty, situational poverty, generational poverty, rural poverty, and urban poverty. So number one, we will talk about absolute poverty. Absolute poverty refers to the condition where the person does not have the minimum amount of income needed to meet the minimum requirement for one or more basic needs of life. This includes things like number one, education. School-age children who does not in past or currently in school, or adult people who never attend school. Number two, access to services, lack of school, health services, etc. Number three, shelter. A kid who live in a place where more than 4 people live together in one room. Now we will talk about relative poverty. Relative poverty occurs when households receive 50% less than the average household income, so they do not have enough money to afford anything. For example, personal transportation such as car or bicycle. Number three is situational poverty. It is a type of poverty which is based on occurrence of an adverse event. People can help themselves even with a small assistance as the poverty. As the poverty comes because of unfortunate event, for example, environmental disaster, job loss, and severe health problem. Number four is generational poverty. Generational poverty is a type of, in generational poverty, it is handed over to individuals and families from one generation to the one. It is most complicated as there is no escape because the people are trapped in its causes and unable to access the tools required to get out of it. For example, poor parents to their poor children, then poor grandchildren. Now we will discuss about rural poverty. Rural poverty. Rural poverty occurs in rural area with population below 50,000. It is the area with less job opportunities, less access to service, less support for disability and equality education opportunities. People are tending to live mostly in the farming and another menial work available on their surrounding. For example, family farming and landless agriculture workers. There are many types of rural poverty. Number one is hunger-driven poverty. In hunger-driven poverty, people cannot afford to eat due to economic condition, so they turn to live hunger as a way of surviving. Number two is poverty-generated violence. Violent behavior by those who are unable or unwilling to do work. Then they lead to increase the conflict and insecurity in rural areas. Number three is hopelessness fueled hopelessness. People who live in poverty are unable or unwilling to leave their house due to safety concern, or maybe they find difficulties in finding affordable house outside of their community. Number four is inequality generating inequality. People who are poor in rural areas have less access to education, health care, and other important resources. This can lead to increased social tension and conflict. Now we will discuss about urban poverty. Urban poverty occurs in metropolitan area with population over 50,000. There are some major challenges faced by the urban poor. Number one, limited access to health and education. Number two, violent and unhealthy environment because of overcrowding. Number three is little or no social protection mechanism. Now we will discuss how to measure poverty.
How to measure poverty? We will discuss about some points, starting with on the basis of income. Poverty can be measured by comparing an individual's income with minimum poverty line. Number two, on the basis of fulfillment of basic needs and basic requirements. Government opened many grocery shops all over India for basic necessities in lower prices. Number three, on the basis of calorie intake. Government schools added midday meal schemes so that students can attend regularly. This scheme also helped in increasing the education level among students. Next, we have on the basis of monthly per capita consumption expenditure. This refers to the amount of money that is spent on average in given population. Now, the question arises how to measure poverty. This way of measuring poverty includes the consideration that expenditure on food in household is a constant proportion of total expenditure. The poverty line is fixed by multiplying the value of basic food products by the reverse of the proportion that food expenditure signifies for a total expenditure. Now we are going to discuss about causes of poverty.
Now we are going to discuss causes of poverty. Number 1, low agriculture productivity. In low agriculture productivity, we have some examples like shortage of land, labor, capital, fertilizers, etc. Number 2, unemployment and underemployment. For example, lack of jobs due to overpopulation. Number 3, overpopulation. Due to overpopulation, we all face some problems like people don't have shelter, proper food and unemployment. Number 4, lockdown in COVID-19. In COVID-19, we all have faced many problems. For example, people don't have proper food and good hospitalities. Number 5, less utilization of resources. For example, in an IT project, if actual capacity of a developer is 8 hours a day and 40 hours a week, then and is booked for 6 hours a day and 30 hours a week, then the utilization rate will be 75%. Number 6, a short rate of economic development. For example, education, building new school or library in a community. Number 7, increasing price rise. As we all know, day by day the product prices are increasing very high. Due to this, the poor family can't afford it. Number 8, social factors. For example, education, income, social class, etc. Number 9, Bharat government. For example, government corruption, Chennai Petroleum Corporation, etc. Number 10, population gender inequality. For example, many girls, especially those who belong to poor family, can't afford to go to school for learning new skills and for gaining knowledge. Now, we will discuss some points, solution of poverty.
I am here to tell you solution of poverty based on our causes. Educate children because education is one of the best solutions to poverty. Ensure basic health care, improve childhood nutrition, support environmental program, prevent child marriage. The major points is increasing productivity and job equality of the unorganized sector. Now we will discuss anti-poverty program. As you see, the first option is point Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantees Act. The second is Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. The last one is employment generation. Now we will discuss this definition.
So in Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, it started in 2005. In this, the aim of program is to give 100 days of wage employment to every household, and 1/3 of the proposed jobs have been reserved for every woman. And in Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, which is started in 1993, the aim of this program is to give self-employment opportunities to educated unemployed youth in rural areas and small towns. Now here we have come to the end of our topic, and I want to tell you something that I guess some of you are not aware of, that India is the largest number of poor people living in a single country. And the fact is that India shows the second highest economical growth after China. So it is very shame for our country that there is still a large scale of poverty. So what I have observed about this, I want to tell you the conclusion that there is nothing inevitable about poverty. We just need to build political will to enact policies that will increase economy, expand opportunities, and enhance the social inequality. So because of all this, I will tell, not only I, most of the teachers say that SST is the most important subject compared to others. Because whether you study science, whether you become lawyer, engineer, an IT developer, anything, first of all, we all are human. And being a human, we have to know about own nature, own environment, own society, and own human rights. And if you don't know about your own human rights, own society, then there is no use of studying science, IT, and maths at all. So here we have the end of our presentation. Hope you all like it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, global citizens, for that eloquent presentation on poverty. It is a topic that demands our attention and action. Quoted by Sam Keen, genes are like the story, and DNA is the language in which the story is written in. Now let's introduce a third group of presenters, bio bosses, exploring the fascinating world of genetics and DNA. The bio bosses are supervised by a beloved and adored Zakia Ansari ma'am and consists of Sanawar Ikhlaq, Alia Ahmed, Zoya Khan, Shams, and Aksha Saifi. They will unravel the mysteries of DNA, the genetic material that holds the secret to life. Please join me in a warm round of applause.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I am Zoya Khan of class 9 from the Bio Bosses group. Today, me and my group mates have prepared a PowerPoint presentation to represent in front of you all. The topic of our PowerPoint presentation is DNA, which means deoxyribonucleic acid. The reason behind we chose this as our topic is to make our listeners aware about what DNA is, what is its functions, its location, and its utility in our daily lives, because it is present in every single living organism living on this earth. So, today we are going to pour all our efforts to make you understand what actually DNA is. Without wasting any time, let's get started. At first, coming forward is Alia Ahmed to give you a quick brief of DNA.
DNA is a complex long molecules that contain genetic blueprint for maintaining and building in all living organisms found nearly in all living cells. To understand the location of DNA, I would like to invite Aksha.
DNA is found inside the cell on nucleus, where it is called nuclear DNA, on mitochondria, where they are called mitochondrial DNA or mtDNA, and various cell organelles. Now, coming forward to Sanawar, explain their DNA composition.
DNA is made up of two linked strands that wind around each other to resemble a shaped twisted ladder, and its shape is known as double helix. Each strand has a backbone made up of sugar and phosphate group. Attached to each sugar is one of the four bases, which are adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. I would like to invite Shams to aware my audience about the function of the DNA.
Do you know what is the function of the DNA? DNA is responsible for carrying heredity and genetic materials from parents to the offsprings. It is also helpful in synthesizing proteins in the cell. Now moving forward with the details to Zoya Ansari.
When we hear this term, DNA, we might think, what is DNA? So, it's not much turmoiling, it's just easy. DNA is a molecule that carries genetic material that is transmitted by the parents to the offsprings. Like if we are similar to our parents, like I am similar to my parents, you are similar to your parents, and every living organism living on this earth is similar to their parents just because of DNA. It also helps in maintaining and development of a living organism. So moving further with the discovery of DNA. Discovery of DNA. Many people believe that it was first discovered by an American biologist, James Watson, and an American physicist, Francis Crick. But it was not that case, rather. It was first discovered by Frederick Miester, a Swiss chemist, in 1850s. He just isolated human pus, as he named from nuclei, and then he later identified DNA. And then in 1960s, an American biologist, James Watson and Francis Crick, both together took the biological advantage of their scientific background and together gave the discovery of DNA. Moving further, location of DNA. What do you think so where it would be? It is inside us. It is inside our cell. It is inside our cell organelles, like nucleus And in mitochondria, various cell organelles have carried their own genetic material. Nucleus has their genetic material inside the cell like chromatin. It is composed of protein and DNA. And in mitochondria, it is a small amount of DNA present inside it, as it is the powerhouse of the cell. It carries a small amount where it is called empty DNA or mitochondrial DNA. And in nucleus, it is known as nuclear DNA. Moving further, structure of DNA. It consists of two strands interlinked with each other, and each strand has a phosphate group of nitrogenous base. There are two nitrogenous base divided on the basis of groups, that purines and pyrimidines. Purines consist of adenine and guanine, and pyrimidines consist of thymine and cytosine. Adenine pairs with thymine and cytosine pairs with guanine. And now you might be thinking, what are these? Adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. These are the fundamental unit of genetic code that helps in transmitting our parents' characteristics to us. Next is heredity of DNA. We are similar to our parents. Everyone present here is similar to their parents, and to ensure the similar kind of species living on this earth. What is this to make us similar to our parents? This is heredity of DNA. We all inherit our parents' characteristic in us. That's why we are having the same characteristic. We inherit their structure, their function, so that we are similar to our parents. Next is DNA and health. So, this term is describing, we are talking about DNA and health, how DNA influences in our health. We are similar to our parents, yes. So, we are being are similar, and it also influences in our health by carrying same genetic material, and it also helps in various causes disease to identify it, like cystic fibrosis, anemia, sickle anemia, and colon cancer. Cystic fibrosis is a disease in which liquid material inside our body turns sticky and then plugged into our tubes, passageways, and ducts, and then and the people become suffocated. In sickle anemia, the RBCs contoured into sickle shape, and then later we became suffocated again. And then colon cancer, this is the disease which has no cure. Moving further, DNA testing. DNA is used in our daily lives. It's true. It is used in various fields. It is used in criminal cases. It is used in identifying whom you belong to, who you are. It is used to identify who is your father, who is your parents, who is your mother, and if a person is murdered, and with a knife or something else, then we can identify by fingerprint testing, and it is possible with DNA. Next, DNA applications. As we have talked about, it is used in various fields. It is also used in making vaccines and various medicines. So, it is used in medical field, it is used in criminal fields, it is used in identifying whom you are and who you belong to. Next is DNA and technology. How DNA influences in technology? Yes, it influences in technology by making various things, like like corona, we all have faced that situation. It also helps in making vaccines. So, DNA also helps in our technology and identifying, and various identities are identified through it. Next is DNA evolution. Evolution. What do you think about this term? Like, if first person was a monkey, then later he became a man. Then what makes this thing evolve? This is DNA. Through DNA, evolution is occurred, and DNA, there is varies of shape in DNA, because DNA changes from four, accordingly to the authors that discovered about DNA, they also observed that DNA changed its shape from 400 BCs. Furthermore, we are going to talk about ethical consideration about DNA. Yes, DNA stored genetic information. That's why we are similar to our parents. It is a double helix structure because it consists of two strands. It replicates for cell divisions. Yes, the cell arises from a cell. That theory was given by Andrew, and the similar case happens in DNA because a DNA arises from a DNA. Genes encode proteins. It encodes proteins also because it synthesizes proteins. Then genetic variation via mutations. Mutation. Forensic identification. It is used in forensic identification too. Biotech and medicine applications also influences in DNA. Ethical concerns in data use. It is also helpful in the DNA is also helpful in this field too. Environmental and ancient DNA, and legal regulations and data security. DNA science. Through DNA science, we are enabled to know about DNA, to know about genetic information, to know about all these things is possible through DNA science, and we are able to know about it. Further, thoughts of people, genetic identity, ancestral curiosity, health insights, family and paternity, forensic justice, privacy concerns, pharmacognomics, informed family planning, genetic counseling, ethical dilemmas. These all are possible through DNA. So, we all have read about DNA. So, what do you think? What is DNA? It is a molecule that carries genetic material. We all have read about it. What is its structure? We all have read about it. It's a double helical model. We all have read about the phosphate groups present inside it. We all have read about how it influences in our health, in technology, in science, and all these things. So next is, thank you. This was all our PowerPoint presentation. Hope you like it. Thank you and have a nice day.
What a splendid performance. We can't forget to recognize their hard work. Thank you, our science enthusiasts, for that enlightening presentation on DNA, the genetic material. It is incredible to think about the profound impact of DNA on our understanding of life and heredity.
The universe cannot be read until we have become familiar with the languages and the characters it is written in. It is written in mathematical language, and the letters are triangles, circles, and other geometric shapes, without which it is humanly impossible to comprehend a single word, said Sir Galileo Galilei. Their moment has arrived. Our last group, the Omega-1 group, consists of Yusuf Adil, Aisha Parveen, Adiba Ashraf, Arisha Ali, and Ilma Sajid, steered by the most inspiring and the charming Sohail Ibrahimi sir. They will take us on a journey into the cosmic world of mathematics and its connections to technology and the universe, delving into the exciting intersection of mathematics, physics, technology, and the universe. Put your hands together for the Omega-1 group.
Good morning everyone, myself Arisha Ali and I am from class 9th. Today we are going to do in mathematics. So first of all, we would like to thank you all for giving us this golden opportunity to present our presentation, especially Sohail sir for selecting us in this group. So meet our groups. This is Aisha Parveen, Adiba Ashraf, Ilma Sajid and it's me.
Do you all think that maths and physics can help in saving people's lives? Yes, it can. As there was a scientist named Marie Curie, her unwavering dedication to her research led her in the invention of radioactivity, and many were inspired by her. Radioactivity cures diseases like tumor and cancer. So this was her life experience, that how she faced poverty, and by discovering radioactivity by studying art, maths and physics. So now let's come to our next scientist.
Nikola Tesla. It is the scientist who changed the world, and it is behind from the maths and physics. So, Nikola Tesla, if we do not have electricity, so how will be our life different today? If we do not have electricity, so our life will be drastically different. Transportation would rely on non-electric engines like steam and internal combustions. Industrial and medical advancement would be severely hindered, and healthcare and overall quality of life. Without Tesla's inventions, our world would lack the electricity system and wireless technologies. Thank you.
Imagine a world without electric bulb. Darkness and only darkness. Do you know who enlightened our world? And how did he do it? Thomas Edward Edison was the person who enlightened our world. He conducted over 10,000 experiments, but he failed again and again. It was a roller coaster ride of failures and setbacks, but Edison never gave up. He famously said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." After countless attempts, he discovered a perfect combination of carbonized bamboo filament and high resistance vacuum, and that's how Edison's most famous invention, the light bulb, was invented. Edison's story proves that our greatest weakness lies in giving up, and the most certain way of success is to just try one more time.
Newton. Everyone know about the Newton, but today I am going to tell you something interesting about him. He was the one who discovered gravitation. If he did not give us a full definition and reason about it, even you don't know about it, how we are living on earth rotate all the time, why we don't fall from it. It's all because of gravitation. If he didn't study physics, you even don't know about the gravity. He was such a great scientist who taught us so many things about the gravity.
Now let's talk about the role of mathematics in medical technology. We all know human beings are so precious and famous for the intelligence and the survival of system that is granted to them. And do you think there is involvement of math and physics in the system that is granted? Well, each system is granted by each particular organ. So let's talk about the most important organ of the human body, that is known as heart, which pumps the blood throughout the body. Physics principles such as fluid dynamics are crucial for understanding blood flow in the blood vessels. And if we talk about mathematical involvement in heart, then mathematical models help in predicting and diagnosing heart conditions. Now let's talk about the think of the human body, which is known as the brain. Physics concepts and electrical circuits are used to understand the transmission of signals in the nervous system, while mathematical modeling helps to analyze neural networks and brain functions. Now let's talk about the exchanger, gas exchanger in human body, the lungs. Do you think is there any need of math and physics in the exchanging gases? Let's see. Physics is used to study the mechanics of breathing and airflow in the lungs, while mathematical modeling is applied to stimulate gas exchange and predict lung function. Many things that filtration is a part of chemistry. Something like we just take filter paper and filter the impurities, but it also includes physics. Let's see. Physics principles, including filtration and osmosis, are applied to study kidney function and urine formation, while mathematical modeling are used to analyze urine formation. Now, we talk about diagnosis. Diagnosis is a part of biology in which we treat people suffering from any disease. So, how can it need involvement of math and physics? Let's see. Let's talk about first heart. Heart is a body organ which pumps the blood. Now, physics and mathematics are used to study the electrical activity of the heart, ECG, electrocardiography, in which we read the electrical impulses of the heart, helping diagnose conditions like arrhythmia. Now we all know that cancer is a very dangerous disease and its diagnosis is also a bit complex. Now we are able to diagnose cancer cells with the help of physics and maths. Physics is essential in radiation therapy. Calculations involving radiation doses, beam angles, and treatment planning ensure the precise delivery of radiation to the target cancer cell while minimizing the damage to healthy tissues. Now we all know human body is all supported by bones and tissues. Now physics is used to study the mechanics of the human body. How? Let's see. Helping design prosthetic, orthopedic devices and implants. It also aids in understanding how forces and stresses affect tissues and bones.
Do you know why medical modeling is so important? Medical modeling or biomedical modeling is important because it helps us understand the complex working system of human body. By using physics and maths, we can study diseases, test treatments, and improve healthcare. Without biomedical modeling, we would have a harder time understanding the process of human body. It would be challenging to study diseases, test treatments, and improve healthcare without the ability to stimulate and predict outcomes. Biomedical modeling allows us to make advancement in medicines and develop more effective interventions.
Maybe you all are thinking that in cardiology there is only bio. No, everything has maths on it, even if it is the smallest creature or the large one. Cardiology is the branch of medicine that focuses on the treatment of heart diseases. Maths plays a very crucial role in as it analyzes data and interprets data from the tests like electrocardiography. Without math, cardiology would face significant challenges. The flow of blood from heart to the blood vessels are all governed by the fluid dynamics equation, basically maths.
X-rays. Do you know about X-rays? X-rays is a discovery that forever changed the way we perceive the height and dimensions of our world. X-rays are a form of electromagnetic radiation that can pass through solid object. When directed at subject, they create an image revealing internal structure. Without X-rays, medical diagnosis, non-destructive testing in airport and industry would be vastly different and less precise.
We all know how important electricity is in our daily lives, but do you know the fascinating phenomena of electricity? The fascinating phenomena of electricity is the flow of charges. It involves the movement of electrons through conductive materials, creating a flow of charge. The flow of electrons can power devices, generate light, and help in manufacturing and healthcare industries. Understanding electricity is crucial for many aspects of our life, from powering our homes to enabling technology and innovations. Electricity is like a powerful force that brings energy to our world. Uses of electricity: machinery and transportation, computers, and cooling effects.
Cooling effects. Cooling effects is a mechanical which cools a room like a electric fan or air conditioner. Mathematics helps engineers to design efficient systems, calculating crucial factors like airflow rates and energy consumptions. Physics guides us in understanding the principles of heat transfer, enabling us to develop devices that can extract from heat from a space. You can see the pictures of the cooling effects.
So, anyone know about early warning system? So, in communication system, there is a role of maths. But how? Anyone knows? In communication system, maths create models to predict the potential risk of. It helps in enabling efficient encoding, decoding, and error correction algorithm. It enables the transmission of signal between satellite and ground station for data exchange. Without maths, the process sending and receiving from information would be much more challenging and prone to be error.
In this generation, we all are using technologies like phone, TV, and computer, etc. How we get the signals? We get all the signals through satellites. It's all about the right balance between the satellite motion and the planet's gravitational force to maintain a stable orbit. It's like a delicate dance in space. and it also provides us valuable data about the Earth's atmosphere and weather patterns. Without maths, it would be impossible to convert the it would be impossible to get the signals through satellites. Technology uses of satellite, GPS system, TV, phones, internet, defense technology, earth observations, disaster management, weather, etc. Weather. Everyone knows about the weather, but anyone of you know how maths are involved in it? Weather. If mathematical calculation are not there, then we cannot forecast weather and predict early warning system. Maths help in analyzing and predicting the weather pattern using complex equation and models. Physics explain factors like atmospheric pressure, temperature, air pressure, and humidity.
So anyone know about early warning system? Maybe some students know, but in early warning system, mathematics is used to analyze data and identify patterns and create models that can predict and alert us to potential risk or dangers. It's like having a superhero power for anticipating and preventing problems.
Cartography. Cartography is the art to create map. Cartography is the art to create map. Mathematics helps in to calculate distances, angles, and scales accurately. It helps to make informed choices based on spatial relationship and geographic data. Do you know when in ancient time when there were no maps, so how people travel for the trade? They relied on landmarks or natural features and established trade routes for travel. Tours were often guided by local knowledge and shared stories rather than formalized maps.
We all know how robotics is important in our daily lives. Robots can do numerous tasks, making our life easy. Additionally, robots are used in industries like healthcare, manufacturing, and transportation, enhancing productivity and safety. Physics helps us understand the movement, forces, and dynamics involved in robot motion. While math is essential for calculations, algorithms used in robot programming, without these foundation, robots would lack precision, accuracy, and the ability to perform complex tasks. We wouldn't have a wide range of products and advancement we enjoy today. No cars for transportation, appliances for home, or electronics for communication and entertainment. And let's not forget about the job opportunities and economical growth, which would be greatly diminished. So physics and maths are even crucial for the development and advancement of not only robotics but also in the field of manufacturing industries.
Fingerprint scanner. Fingerprint scanner capture the unique patterns on our fingerprints. These patterns are converted into digital using optical or capacity sensors. If there will be no fingerprint, anyone can check your things. Without maths and physics, fingerprint scanner technology wouldn't exist as we know it.
So this brings us to the end of our presentation. Our group did a little research on 25 topics on different fields. So to make everything, to relate everyone, maths and physics, to make sure everyone understand that everything happened because of maths. Even if it's just movement of electrons to the galaxy, life is a math equation. We can say that mathematics is the language of God. Now, here's the bonus part.
Tiger 1 for that fascinating presentation on cosmic mathematics, technology, and the universe. It's incredible to contemplate the interplay between these realms. Let's have a round of applause for all the groups present here.
Badhiya. The topics covered today, from internet to poverty and DNA to cosmic mathematics, have all been enlightening and inspiring. As we wrap up this competition, I want to let everyone know that the results will be diligently evaluated by our esteemed judges, and the winners will be announced in a week's time. So please stay tuned for that exciting moment.
Remember, it's not just about winning, it's about learning and sharing knowledge. We hope that you all leave here with a deeper understanding and enthusiasm for the subjects that you've explored today. Congratulations to all the participants, and thank you to our judges, teachers, and the audience for making this event a success. We look forward to seeing you at future events.